Hi, I'm Zachary Zentz. I'm with Trane Technologies. I work for Trane Commercial HVAC. We have 3,600 technicians throughout North America, that is US and Canada, with numerous service offices that cover every bit of territory in between. And here today we are offering and showing some of our specialty tools that we offer internally to our local Trane offices. These are tools designed to help the technicians do jobs they're already encountering every day in the field anyway, but hopefully help them do them significantly safer, much easier, and potentially there's some time benefit there as well, although the real key here is just helping the technicians do jobs easier than they're doing them today. So we have 3 offerings from our specialty tool program here that I can display for you. The first one here will be this tool. This is called our suction cover lifting bracket. And on our Trane water-cooled centrifugal chillers, one of the components that comes off anytime we're doing a scheduled teardown or any sort of repair is our suction cover. And the suction covers can be up to around 1,400 pounds depending on the size of the cover itself. Anytime the suction cover goes off and back on, it has to be perfectly perpendicular, but the center of gravity on the suction cover causes it to tilt on a severe angle that the techs have to struggle with when they're removing and reinstalling. This tool is designed to bolt up directly to all suction covers within Trane's centrifugal fleet. So this thing is multi-purpose, one tool will fit every single one. When they bolt this tool directly to the suction cover, they have a tag here they're able to utilize. It has the tonnage of any chiller they may encounter. It gives them the number of holes on the suction cover. So if I had a 300-ton chiller, I would utilize lift hole B, that's on this side here, and then holes 4114, so 4114. And as a technician in the field, that tells me I can bolt this directly to that suction cover utilizing those points. I can lift that tool perfectly perpendicular safely off the machine and then reinstall it back on the machine. The other nice thing about this is that you can utilize one in the 12 o'clock position if you have plenty of overhead lift room. But if you have tight overhead lift space, the chiller's in a basement, has some piping above it, you can utilize 2 of these in the 10 and 2 position, and it gives you significantly more clearance when you go to lift that piece of equipment off and be able to reinstall it. So the next tool we have there is in the far back corner here. That's going to be the interstage casing cart. And after the suction cover comes off of our chillers, the next piece that's going to come off is our interstage volutes. And the old way of doing the work was the technicians would drop the carts directly, or the interstage volutes directly to the ground. They would have to roll it around the ground by hand, usually 2 technicians. The flanges on the volute are not the same dimension, so it already has a lean to it. And then we would roll it to its resting place. We would chock some wood under it, leave it alone until we're ready to reinstall it. It has a high probability of the casing tipping over. It's difficult when the techs go to clean it and reinstall it. They have to move it multiple times, and just high risk of injury. It's an ergonomic nightmare for the technicians themselves. So we designed this cart so that when the casing is removed from the chiller, the casing can be dropped directly into this cart. They can put a pin into the volute here that holds the volute in place and secure for them, and then they have 4 360-degree swivel wheels, so they can utilize this handle, roll the cart anywhere they need to in the machine room with minimal effort. And then the very nice thing, as a former tech myself, is that when they go to clean and reinstall this back on the chiller, they can lock the 4 wheels in place, pull this pin, and the volute will actually roll on these casters we have here in place. So as a tech, I can stand at the 12 o'clock position with my angle grinder. I'm cleaning. I can roll with one hand, continue to clean, make sure that whole volute is clean in an easy standing position before it gets reinstalled. So the idea for this one is that when the volute comes down, it does not need to be moved out of the cart until it's ready to be reinstalled. It completely eliminates the tip risk for the technicians, as well as makes that cleaning process a little easier for them. And then the last tool we have here is the big one. This is our sky hook. This tool is used on our R-Series product line of air-cooled chillers. This one tool will fit any R-Series compressor we have within that product line. The R-Series chillers have compressors in them. They can have up to 4 compressors depending on the tonnage of the chiller. And the R-Series compressors can weigh up to around 1,600 pounds depending on the model number. Anytime that one needed to be replaced, either as part of a scheduled refresh or some sort of a service call that a tech may go on, the technician needed to manually remove the compressor, again weighing up to 1,600 pounds, from the chiller so that a crane could pick the compressor up to take the old one out, put the new one back in. The problem was that the technicians needed to use manual labor. They would use pry bars, they may use come-alongs, whatever they could do to get that compressor out, but it was significant amount of manual labor being done to get that out of the chiller itself. So this skyhook is designed so that this can access the compressors in place, in their final resting place in the chiller. So if a technician goes to remove one, they can actually connect this to the crane that they're utilizing on their job site. This will reach around our condenser coil section of our R-Series air-cooled chiller, and they can mount the compressor to this bottom rail here. They have a plate that tells them which lifting components they need to utilize depending on the model of their compressor, and they're able to hook directly in the place. As a tech now, when I go to remove and replace that, all I need to do when using the skyhook, remove 4 bolts from the bottom of the compressor that holds in place, remove and free up my piping section. The skyhook will access the compressor directly in its place to be removed, and then set the new compressor directly back into place. No more muscling the compressors around on my part.
Excellent. So what are we talking about in terms of savings? Where have you improved? Where have you seen, productivity? Where have you seen safety improvements? So on and so forth.
Sure. The biggest savings that we've seen, number one, is the amount of potential injuries that we're reducing the risk of anytime we're doing this. So this, again, it took 2 to 3 technicians muscling. This, again, was technicians pulling. And the card here, again, was a significant tip risk for the technicians, all of which has been severely reduced or eliminated. In addition, there has been time savings. I will say that our specialty tool program has really never been about time savings, but we have been able to track where the skyhook can save up to 4 hours of labor per compressor that's changed out. And again, those chillers can have up to 4 compressors. So if you're doing a complete change out of those compressors, you can have a significant time savings there. But as we said, we do track that sort of on the back end. Anytime we design a tool for our specialty tool program, it's never really with labor or time savings in mind. It's strictly around safety and improving the job of the technicians day to day to make their jobs a little easier.
Excellent. Well, we certainly wish you luck in the Ergo Cup.
Great. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.